Let's learn together Perek Aleph, Mishnah 12. Hillel v'Shammai kiblu mehem. Hillel and Shammai received these teachings from the previous pairs, from the previous generations. Hillel says, Havei mitalmidav shel Aaron. We should consider ourselves the pupils, the Talmidim of Aharon HaKohen. Ohev shalom, love peace, verodef shalom, pursue peace. Ohev et habriot, loving mankind. Umekarvan la Torah, and drawing people closer to the Torah. Now there are two questions which arise as we learn this surprising Mishnah. The first question is with regards to Aaron HaKohen. Aaron HaKohen is not described in the Torah as a rabbi or a teacher. He is the high priest. He spends his time dedicated in avodah, in the work of the Mishkan. He is working for and on behalf of Klal Yisrael, of the people of Israel, in the Mishkan, serving as a high priest, but we do not find him serving as a rabbi or teacher. That would possibly be his younger brother Moshe Rabbeinu, but not Aaron HaKohen. So why are we expected to be the Talmid and the pupils of Aaron HaKohen? The second question is with regards to the final attribute which is mentioned in the Mishnah. So Aaron HaKohen is described as a person who loves peace, who pursues peace, who loves mankind, which all makes perfect sense in terms of consistency, but then we come across something completely new. Mekarvan la Torah, and he draws people closer to Torah. Now, if a person is bringing peace between people, making peace between a husband and wife or between friends, how does that necessarily bring them closer to Torah? You can make peace between people, and that wouldn't necessarily have anything to do with Torah. To answer these questions, I'd like to refer to a beautiful shir that I heard from Rabbi Zaks, Zecher Tzadik Livracha. As we are in the week of the Shiva for Chief Rabbi Lord Zaks, I would like to share a bit of his Torah on this Mishnah. So Aaron HaKohen is not a rabbi, is not a teacher. He is a Kohen. He is the high priest. What does the high priest do in the Mishkan? The high priest represents Klal Yisrael on times like Yom HaKippurim. He looks at the collective nation, at the people. At times he's looking at the entire world, and he is trying to prove that we are worthy of our existence, trying to prove that we are able to continue serving God and doing good in this world. Now, obviously, the matter is extremely complex. There are advantages to mankind and there are many challenges. There are certain areas of life which we are extremely poor at, but there are others which we are extremely successful in. So how do you balance that? That is the role of the Kohen Gadol, of the high priest, is building that relationship between the people and God by seeing the good in every person and seeing the good in the community and seeing the good in the nation. And if you're able to build that strong relationship between a person and Hashem, you are subsequently able to build that relationship between one person and another because you see the good in people. How do you make peace between two people? You go to one person saying that the other person has so much good in them, and therefore it's worth making peace. And then you do the same respectively with the other side of the argument until you achieve the Ohev Shalom Verodef Shalom, loving peace and pursuing peace. And that will ultimately strengthen our relationship with Torah, strengthen our relationship with God. Because if we can do peace with one another, we make peace with ourselves. And when we make peace with ourselves, we can come closer to Hashem. We can come closer to Torah learning because we will have the ability, the confidence, and the spiritual aspiration to learn, love, and live Torah.